Okay. This is an important message for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, so knights always represent action, moving forward in tarot. And pentacles are the slowest moving, most practical, most realistic type of actions. So for you in life and in love in April, caution before action is going to be the name of the game. Why? Because we don't want to split our energies too much. This can mean a third-party relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean it. It can mean water in tarot represents our emotional state. So when we're talking about work and life and home life balance, it's important not to split your energies too much. Now, there can always be moments of imbalance. That goes without saying, and we have to accept that. But if you can see, one of these waterfalls has a lot more energy directed to it. So yes, there can be a split in balance, but we have to make sure that we, at times, give our emotional states to these other realms. Okay? So balance, slow moving energy. Why? Because I don't want you to have regrets about what you did or didn't do, did or didn't say, act or didn't act on in April. 5 of Cups, this is a card of regrets. And knowing that there's still positivity on the other side, good can still come from it, but if you can mitigate any sort of regret, then do it. How do you do it? By being strategic here with the Queen of Swords. Being very strategic. So, Libras, you're good at this anyway. You're very diplomatic, right? You normally think through things anyway, so it's your nature. But we have to be careful in April where we're giving our energy, how we're giving our energy. We don't want to have regrets. We have to also accept things for how they are and who they are and not push things too much. Look at the reality of the situation and be grateful for what it is and move things along accordingly. Very poignant message for you in April. There will be transformation. There will also be lots of communication here with the 8 of Wands. All right? Okay, let's get started. Okay. Center of the deck, 3 of Cups. Again. So, splitting energies. This also very easily, can be a third-party relationship. It also very easily can be spending time with loved ones, friends, family. Celebrations. All right? Rewarding ourselves for a job well done. And the reason why I say that is because we have the 8 of Pentacles here. This is a card of work. Constant work. That's why we have to make sure we keep ourselves in balance. And that's why we also have to, part of that is being able to reward ourselves and take a break when we need to. Spending time and celebrating with loved ones. So I feel this will be a social month for you, actually. Now, the Knight of Swords and the High Priestess. The Knight of Swords is a very quick moving energy. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be a energy of rash thinking or not thinking at all and just acting on emotions. It can take that route. The other route can be actually thinking very crisply, very clearly, and swiftly moving in a direction. Again, knights mean action. So whatever the action is, whether it's well thought out or poorly thought out, it's still swift action. So making decisions, possibly in the workforce. Look at how they're looking towards and facing each other. But using very keen intuition this month. Now, this is important because if you're under the energy or using the energy of not thinking or poorly thinking through things before acting and just work, because sometimes we can get caught in work mode and we get more caught up in just doing the actions. Is it like working harder, not smarter, instead of working smarter, not harder? Those are two different things. You're very aware of that, Libras. Okay, you live in that realm. So the High Priestess is here to remind you this month to think, listen to your intuition, right? Not everything has to be exposed all the time. there are things that you know that you are trying to do here and here. You don't have to talk about it all the time. You can just do it. That can be what this is saying. Just taking action without talking about it. But regardless, listening to your intuition. The High Priestess is a card of higher level thinking, pulling in energy, knowing things, feeling things, and being very self-assured. She's brilliant. She's very brilliant, very intelligent. So she's tapping into this energy, and if you can see, she's standing guard to all of this abundance behind her. That's what the pillars are. And these pillars represent the two pillars that were standing outside of the King Solomon's temple. So she is protecting that knowledge, protecting what's inside. So you don't have to expose everything, but definitely act on it. Prefer well thought out action. That makes this go easier, this go smoother. But still, okay, taking action, swift action. Now, the reason why I'm so focused on poorly thought out versus well thought out action is because we do have the Five of Swords here. Now, this is a battle. This is a lose-lose situation. Very much a lose-lose situation. Everybody loses here. One person thinks he wins because he has all the swords and everyone's giving up and walking away and going and standing by this water, sulking, being sad. But now he's lost his support system. Now he's lost his friends, his comrades. And so he's left here with all of these thoughts. Swords represent thoughts. He's left here with all of these thoughts, standing alone. So why would anybody want that? That's why this is a lose-lose situation card. So you have to have caution when you're acting swiftly. Now, again, here's the same message, the Knight of Pentacles. Slow moving, well thought out action. Very sincere, truthful, honest action. Here's the Page of Wands reversed. This is important because the Page of Wands, okay, happy-go-lucky, flirty, fun, excited, wonderful energies. Okay? But there's a lack of seriousness with the Page of Wands. There's definitely a lack of seriousness with the Page of Wands. You have this reversed for April, so this is telling you to take things seriously. Take this work seriously. Take your intuition seriously. All right? Worry about what you are doing, not what everybody else is doing. When you worry about what you're doing and how you're doing it, why you're doing it, right? And how much you're doing. When you're focusing on this, then you will not have regrets. Then you will feel calm and settled with what within yourself. Again, these swords represent you. So, very clear messages, Libras. In the extended portion, I'll pull a lot more clarifiers with this section here because I think there's a lot more going on here, and I get the impression that you're probably kind of stressed about it because one, you don't want to have regrets, but there very easily can be if there's some missteps along the way. So we'll focus on that in the extended portion of the reading. Three of Wands. Okay, this is a card of needing and asking for and requiring patience and knowing that the answers you're seeking to your questions will be coming to you in time. You're doing and have done all the right actions. That's what these wands show. Now, in the wands, too, they're always sprouting either leaves or butterflies or light or whatever the artist wants to depict. But the wands are usually sprouting something. And that is an indication of promise and optimism. That's why fire signs are known for being very optimistic. And knowing that there is good here. So even though, okay, the work's been done. Why are you doing the work? Well, because you want to bear this fruit. It's coming. They're growing. It's sprouting. All right? You just might have to wait. The ships are coming in. They're here. You can see them. So knowing that, you may have to have a little bit more patience, and what you're wanting to come to fruition may have some delay. But when it does, there will be cause for celebration. And then you can be very proud of yourself here with the Queen of Swords Libras, you can be very proud of yourself because you knew that you will know that you took this under extreme strategy and it worked out. You're going to be getting what you want. Now, in a love reading, I'm going to focus on these first 7 cards. In the love reading, this could be you. You could be dealing with an earth sign. You could be dealing with a water sign or a fire sign. But this is talking to you. You don't want to have regrets in April because you moved too quickly and didn't think through things. Take on the energy of the Knight of Pentacles in April. I'll clarify this more in the extended also. Now we have the later on in the month, or as this progresses, we have the 4 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, and then the Fool reversed. So again, back to this concept of patience and focusing on positivity and continuing the action. This card does basically mean that you have done everything you can do. You know that. Okay, but you can also psych yourself out, because remember there's a comment in this reading, in this read of this card that states separating truth from real truth. So be cautious of which truth you're looking at. Is it the truth that only you want, or is it actually the truth? Is it the truth that you want? Is winning more important than winning in the long run? No, of course not. That's why it's calling for you to be very honest and trustworthy in your dealings with lovers, with relationships, with business partnerships. Honest and trustworthiness. Winning actually causes you to lose, especially when other people are left at a loss. That's not fun. So even though the Queen of Swords can be known as an emotionless and very stoic, she also has a vantage point and she uses everything that she can see around her. You see how she's sitting very high up. See how the trees are very low behind her. She's sitting very high up. She's elevated in her thinking and in her thought processes. All right? She knows what she's doing. She's leaving emotion out of it. Because when we react and act on our emotions, it can cause trouble. You see how quiet and still this is? The clouds are still. The birds are able to fly in the sky without being all haywire. You see how in this card they're all haywire, right? There's too much wind. There's too much going on here. This can cause mistakes. So part of the strategy is listening to your gut, listening for the truth. The reason I went back here to this section is because there is moments here where there's going to need to be a pause, where you're going to need self-assurance that you are doing or have done everything that you can. Okay, it's part of the strategy, slowing down, watching, and withholding. It's not just about doing and doing and doing and doing. Remember, work smarter, not harder. So this could be in reference to saving money. This could be in reference to slowing down communications in life and love and business dealings. This can be an indication of just pulling back a little bit and waiting before making a decision. And really getting your thoughts in order before acting. And I know I keep going back to this main concept, but it's important. We'll clarify all these a little bit further, but taking a journey. One, this can mean travel, so you could be traveling, but really going on a journey with those that you love. This doesn't have to be a secret, private journey, or a work trip, going with people to a place of refuge. If you can see, he's leaving the rough waters and going into this quiet bay or over to this island where there's a little bit of refuge, and just kind of to get some R&R, rest and relaxation, sorting out thoughts, but not leaving those people behind. And it's interesting that we have the Fool here, because the Fool reversed indicates that you're not fully ready to have a new beginning. Something hasn't fully ended yet. Maybe that's why you are here working so diligently, because the 8 of Pentacles comes before the 9 of Pentacles, right? When we have full independence and autonomy and money and a stable grounding. So it's kind of almost as if there's a newer project that you're working on, and it's going to take a lot of your attention for the time being, requiring strategy careful strategy so there's no regrets. But it's almost as if there is going to need something that requires a lot of your attention temporarily in April, right? It will be cause for a major transformation. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. Okay, here's the Eight of Pentacles again. Here's the High Priestess again. All right, same messages. Same messages to you. So this is something that you're wrapping stuff up or getting ready to start something new, or you've just started something new. It's not in full manifestation yet. It can just be an idea. It's not fully ironed out yet, but you're getting ready to start. Now, it's very important that you recognize this energy in April, because with Uranus going into Taurus in May, you're going to be able to really start seeing the fruits of your labor. And I would advise you, I'm going to, again, spend a lot of time on this topic in the May videos, but it is going to be important for you to recognize that there's going to be a little, as we prepare for this shift, because Uranus is it stands in a sign for 7 years. So if you look back over the past 7 years, all that uncertainty, all that confusion, because Uranus is a planet of unexpected events, right? It's a planet of technology. It rules Aquarius. So there's a lot, aliens, space, right? And if you just think of, things like cryptocurrencies coming into play right now, fairly recently, right? Everyone's starting to get excited about those, or at least were at the latter half of last year. But those are the types of things, and they're going to start really gaining a lot of ground. And actually that manifestation of all those ideas and that excitement about things, that's going to start gaining a lot of ground, and it's going to give a very strong foothold to new things. So just be aware that there's going to be imbalance this month, and it's because you're really in preparation for a whole new phase. A whole new phase.